You may be on the brink of mediocrity and greatness. And just because you can only see the mediocre right now doesn't mean that the greatness isn't there. You just have to clear a path for it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Shanice, and I teach you how to shift your mindset so that you can unleash your power and accomplish your wildest dreams. Today's episode is a little special as we are celebrating episode 25, which may not seem very significant or important, but when you consider that 90% of podcasts don't make it past episode 3, or that another 75% are no longer in production, I'm pretty happy to still be here. It has honestly been such a joy recording season 2 of the show and really just getting back into my creative flow. The outpour of love and support from you guys just truly confirms what it is I'm doing here. And for that, I say thank you. However, I realized the other day that I hadn't really explained why the pause or why the long break in between seasons 1 and 2. And to be honest, I wasn't really planning on it. But my mindset study last week really got me thinking. And if you all are new here, if you just don't know, my mindset study is really just my dedicated time I take in the mornings to check in and fix my own mindset. I will typically pop on a motivational video and just pump up the vibes. Well, in this particular session, the speaker is talking on this topic of repositioning yourself. And I'll try to link it down below if I can find it. But he goes on to say, sometimes you don't have to completely pivot away from the plan. You just have to reposition yourself, come at it from a different angle, and refine your vision. I realized that the first season of this podcast was all about me just getting started. And you all know that I preach that all day, every day, because it's truly the only way that you will ever learn and grow. You know, you can't expect to improve and get better sitting on the sidelines. And when I was first starting out with this podcast, I knew that and I recognized that about myself. I am a pro procrastinator on literally everything in life, but especially when it comes down to business. But I had to keep reminding myself that it's going to be ugly. I'll never forget my podcast mentor ended up saying to like our group, he said, your first 15 episodes are going to be trash. Just accept that right now. And he was not wrong. In that break that I took, I did some research, did some studying analysis of my own, podcast, and I don't even know what I was talking about, like I had no clue. Outside of that, though, I also realized that my style and my strategy were completely off. It was not unique or genuine to me at all. What I said I wanted to do and what I was actually doing were two completely different things. And I'll have to admit that in this hiatus, in this break, I heavily considered dropping the show altogether. I thought, no one's really watching, no one's paying attention, no one would even really care or notice, really. But let me tell you, 3 months before I actually started the show back up again, my social media blew up. And if you were around for that break or that pause, you know that I didn't release any new episodes. I didn't post any new content. So I was like so shook. I was like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? But I took it as a sign to just keep going. I knew that in order to sustain this momentum and continue to grow and be consistent with it, I had to reposition myself, operate in my true gifts, and refine my game plan. So if you take nothing else from today's episode, hear me ask you to just keep going. You may be on the brink of mediocrity and greatness. And just because you can only see the mediocre right now doesn't mean that the greatness isn't there. You just have to clear a path for it, So that's it. That's today's episode. That's today's mindset fix. Put it in your back pocket, put it in your repertoire, and pull it out whenever you need it. Thank you all so much for sticking with me and supporting me in the podcast. As a little token of appreciation and thank you, I'm so happy to announce that I have released my first guide. It is 100% free, free 99, and it's really all about productivity and some of the tips and tricks that I've picked up along my own journey in order to get more out of my day and really get sugar honey iced tea done, if you know what I mean. I will link it down below. Again, it's 100% free. Just a way for me to say thank you. And I see you, and I am here to continue to support, give you all the mindset motivation you need to really reach that end goal. You are so close to it. Just keep going. I will see you all in the very next episode next week.